Yo, I just realized I can see like we are 12 minutes. That's the delay.
Oh, okay.
So you can see
Your
the
shit's
timer is like
fucking
4.
loud, man. You're
What?
in.
How is it now loud?
I don't know. It was fucking
We
loud.
just spoke 2 minutes ago and it was fine.
Oh, now you're
Nothing
fine.
changed.
Yeah, I know. I think you came in hot. Like,
I did.
yeah, yeah. You were a little hot there.
All right.
The levels don't lie.
I was maybe excited
You were excited because it's podcast
because
time.
I learned something like when I'm looking on the computer
Mm-hmm.
and when I'm looking on my phone, the time that's we're gonna start the show, we were like 20 seconds difference.
Oh, okay, I thought you said 12 minutes before or something.
No, then it was down to 12 seconds. Like it was a
Okay.
12-second difference. When this clicked on, there was still 12 seconds left on the computer.
Gotcha.
So now I know the delay. It's like 12 seconds. And that's why Angela is never on time with the questions.
Never with the conversation. Never,
No.
never with the conversation. But,
So I also shared a link on my wall talking about, the things we're going to be talking about. So I figured, hey, hop on over. We're going to talk about Armie Hammer. I got a couple of things I want to talk about. So
nice. Welcome to all the listeners, all of our new listeners. We giving us some love out in on YouTube. Yeah, we have this guy. The YouTube names are never like their real names sometimes, but from
no?
from out in Ireland, this guy he's commenting. So
What's his name?
I don't know. I have to go look.
So you're trying to give a guy a shout out in Ireland and you have nothing.
Well, he's the only one from Ireland that spoke to us. So right now he's the fan in Ireland.
You don't know that. He's the one who reached out.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what his name is. He does have a real name. Louis Lido.
Louis Lido from Ireland?
He said, I listen from the north coast of Ireland. Louis Lido.
Louis Lido from Ireland.
Lido. Yeah.
He's the only Louis Lido in Ireland.
And Pollyanna Nielsen, she left us a nice message saying to our Jersey, when we're doing the Jersey words.
Right.
She goes, this is really awesome. I teach EFL and you're giving me heaps and tons of material I will encourage students to watch.
I think that was supposed to be ESL. Because what is EFL?
English is a first language.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you would say that English is a first language? It's English. Isn't it just English?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess there's ESL and EFL.
I just thought it'd be English or an ESL.
All right. Well,
English is a first language. That's weird.
Well, that's all I could assume that it means.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, hey, everybody, we're in the plane. Flying is our first thing. But under your seat is some flotation device for our second thing. Like you're flying. You don't got to tell what the first thing is. We know what the first thing is. Fucking fly.
Donna V said she knows Louis. He's a huge fan of comedy, she says.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
So he's an Irish. He's Irish with that name. Maybe Lito's an Irish name. I know I'm Irish and I probably should know that, so I'm sorry. But
yeah, what? Yeah, what? Why wouldn't it be? What does it?
I don't know. I'm just making conversation.
I want to find this one comment. Remember when we talked about what was that?
Fuck that guy. I know what you're gonna go with the fucking Kiwis, New Zealand punk.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I can't find his comment, but he wasn't.
But he wasn't happy. We weren't even saying that you shouldn't do it. We were just shocked that you would even think that's the way to go about teaching that lesson. You fucking. That's why you're down there and not over here with us, because we don't want to hear from you. All right? Yeah, the guy's using his dick for a lesson on being okay with your body. I get it, but pick another body part that we can all identify with. All right?
Yeah.
You got a big schnoz, your head's fucked up, you got one ear's bigger than the other, something like that. Not the dick that can fucking put out a fire, you idiot. That just was a little shocking to us. Not, we don't go to church, I don't own a Bible, you fucking moron.
That's what he was saying. Yeah, you guys in America don't make those children's show like that. It's like, yeah, that's what we were talking about. That shit was weird.
Yeah, that's what was shocking.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah. Children,
and I don't want that show. Not because, oh my God, I'm clutching my pearls. I don't want a kid to see. No, because there's other ways to teach that lesson, you fucking mook. Sorry.
Hey,
I hope.
Welcome to the EFL class. in Norway.
Well, if they're EFL, if that F is for first, they got Mook.
We're gonna go over to Norway to get this whole class. These fucking. So I'm with my teacher, and we see these fucking mooks walking up. And I asked him, "Did you eat yet?"
And he said, "No, Jew." And so we went and grabbed the bite.
And then some tourists be like, "You don't sound like you're from Norway." Yeah, well, my teacher teaches us English through the Jersey atmosphere, if you know what I mean.
So,
yeah,
we're gonna be a little far behind on
it's
the
a Jersey tongue, with like Jersey slang.
Yeah. So
these fucking lights. Oh my god. I bought these Wi-Fi lights for my room. You can like turn them on and off with the app and shit. Fucking dim them and shit. Well, they got a life of their own. They're just going on and off whenever sometimes they're on, sometimes we're having a disco.
So maybe they lose connection with the Wi-Fi for a second, and that's what makes them do it?
Yeah, possibly. Well, you know what? I'm sending them back. I'm going back to regular light bulbs because
I don't want light bulbs connected to my Wi-Fi. I'm already struggling to get on Instagram. I need my lights to fuck with that now.
I know. They're supposed to work with Alexa. I'd be like, Alexa, turn on the lights, make them blue, and then she can do that.
So it's Bluetooth, not Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Wi-Fi.
No. It's Wi-Fi. It's on the Wi-Fi.
No, Alexa might be on the Wi-Fi, but
Alexa's on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so the lights are connected to Alexa through Bluetooth, right?
No, I didn't hook them to Alexa yet. Right now, they're just on the Wi-Fi. I didn't get to Alexa. They don't even work not Alexa.
Yeah,
I'm not involved in that broad until I get them working without it. Oh, Donna, the lights behind me, that's my TV. That's not the lights I'm talking about.
No, he's doing it from the overhead of Manhattan.
Yeah, apparently COVID's over in Manhattan right there. Lots of traffic.
It's like it's the traffic report for Channel 7 News.
Yeah. 10-10 wins.
I love that guy. Do you remember growing up? I mean,
I don't remember growing up.
You're a little younger than me, but you still, when you listen to the radio for school closings.
Yeah. I would just turn on Channel 8 in my town. Like the local TV station would tell us school closings.
All right, so me growing up, it was 10-10 wins, and it was, what's his name? The dude that's still on the fucking air on 10-10 wins.
I don't know.
Oh, what's his name? John Montone, 10-10 wins. And he was the guy, was doing it when I was a kid. Like, I remember being in 6th grade, listening. My father would put the radio on to see if we got school closing in the morning, and I'd be up like half an eye open, eating oatmeal and shit, hoping to God I hear St. Nicholas School in Jersey City. Yeah. But it was always John Montone. Every 10 minutes it would be John Montone with news, and he would just read off the schools, and he was like in alphabetical order. You're like, come on, fucking St. Nick's, come on. That was the best day. That was the best.
Yeah,
when you're fucking school.
No more. Kids don't have that.
No, they get called. They get automatic calls from their school, and it says whether you're going to school or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, now it's just like, you still got to Zoom.
Yeah. No, it's snowing out, though. Cool.
Hey, there's snow on my DirecTV thing, so I can't get in. Okay? Let me tell you. What can they do if your internet's out? You're like, why didn't you in school yesterday? My internet was out. Is that an absence? Be like, I can't help it. Fucking call.
Yeah, right.
Call Fios. I can't get through either. Okay. They're low staff because of COVID. Okay, Teach. Okay.
So do you want to talk about Armie Hammer?
Yeah, man. That's what a weird. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's a weird story, but you like. First off, Armie Hammer is the weirdest name in Hollywood. So I did a little investigating, and I'm like, his grandpa was named Armand Hammer. Okay. And people used to think they owned Arm & Hammer.
Arm & Hammer, right.
But he didn't. That name was got by like 31 years before him, before his grandfather. I think it was his great-grandfather. And then his great-grandfather, because his name was so close, like bought into the company and became like on the board. Really? That's that's some power right there.
You ain't kidding, bro.
Right?
Are you kidding me? There's an insulation and roofing company called Gaff. I wish I had it like that. That name is like my name. I'm just going to get it on the board. I'm going to put a little money down, hop on the board of Gaff.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, what is it? Yeah, he just bought a bunch of stock and then served on the board of directors.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was spurred interest in buying shares as a result of often being asked about the brand being so close to his name.
Wow.
There's Fernandes guitars out there. I'm gonna go buy a lot of stock. Get on
Yeah,
board.
I wonder if Jim Gaffigan can give me a little bit of his money since everybody says I'm Gaffigan.
Yeah,
maybe
Mike Gaffigan.
Yeah, everybody thinks it's my last name.
He's out there like Jim Gaffney. You're like, what?
No,
not even close. But anyway, Armie Hammer. So there was text put out from a girl. I think it was like an anonymous person who says he texts his rape fantasies and cannibalism. Like he tells girls he's a cannibal.
Yeah, but these are all girls he's fooling around with. So here's the thing. Like, yeah, it is. I mean, when somebody's a cannibal, here's my problem with it is if you really are truthfully, worried and concerned about him being a cannibal, then I hope you went to the authorities, not just blast them on fucking social media and get TMZ involved. Because that's not, what is that doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, if he's got freaky fantasies about eating bitches, it's a fantasy. Like, does he act out on them? I don't know, man. Like, are you playing it into it? Like the one text message, the girl was playing along. I'm
gonna show the one when no one's playing along. This is just Armie. This is just Armie Hammer. No responses. Oh my God.
But this is all part of a conversation because there's more to this.
Oh, but this is like the feed. It's not showing the responses.
Right. But then she's like, oh, baby. Like later on, she's like, oh, daddy.
Okay. But I'm just focusing on what he says. He's like, I'm 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you. Fuck, that's scary to admit. I've never admitted that before. I cut the heart out of a living animal before and eaten it while still warm.
While it's still warm. Yeah, I know. But then there's earlier in this conversation that he calls her, he says he wants to drink her blood or something like that. Kitten. He calls her kitten. And she's like, daddy. She calls him daddy. He goes, fuck, that gets me hard when you call me daddy. So, like, I'm not saying that he's not, like, that's not shit that you should be concerned about. Absolutely. If someone's talking like that, you might want to look into that. However, it also is just a freak, being a freak. So have you played with him before with stuff like this? Or now you're just putting on blast? How does it work? And now they start looking back at all. This is what I found funny. Now they're like, I read an article and they're just looking back at all his history, right? And they're showing like him cutting a piece of meat. You know what I'm saying? And him with a roasted pig head. And now that's like the connecting the dots. It's like, so if I told a girl, hey babe, I want to fuck a bag of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, all they're gonna do is go through my news feeds for the past fucking 10 years on social media, see cups of coffee, like, here it is. Look at him. Look at his weird obsession with Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, he does want to fuck coffee.
I think Mike likes to fuck donuts. Everyone's like, yeah. We
exactly.
News? Is this news? No. This isn't news. Okay, we kind of sense that and we kind of just go with it.
But what I'm saying is if once something comes out, you can twist it. You can go back in someone's history and look at stuff and just make it a part of a timeline that isn't a real timeline.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe Jeffrey Dahmer, a few people, he's like, I love eating people. Like, Jeffrey, you knucklehead. And Jeffrey talking about eating people again. This guy. Oh, fantasy. Yeah. He's with some girl, like, biting her arm. Like, I'd love to eat this arm. She's like, you're still kinky, Jeffrey.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying if you're seriously concerned as a flag, you got to bring it to someone's authority. But are you doing that, or did you just blow them up on social media? That's the problem I have. Did you just blow them up to blow them up, or did you fucking report it?
Yeah, well, there's nothing to report. Currently, it's just a kinky fantasy.
Yeah, but you could say, hey, he's been talking about wanting to eat people. He admitted he's a cannibal. You tell it to the authorities. Then they can do some investigating and try tracking his, like, oh, shit, he is doing some weird shit. But no, I'm going to go to, like, on the news, just going to put it on my social media, me and my friends, and then a bunch of other women. What about women who say, I don't know, man. Like, it's a fantasy. He's got a fantasy. It's weird.
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe he was like, fuck, I was just about to do it. Like he's just been kind of feeling it out, like,
yes.
Yeah. Like Donna said, he admitted eating a heart. That was a hunting trip.
An animal.
Yeah, he was.
That's happened before. I've seen that in movies.
Yeah. But like maybe he was like feeling it out. Like he didn't really want to full commit cannibal. He's just kind of, who knows what the early stages of cannibalism are. It's probably not something you just jump into, kind of like some other sexual things. You could be like, I don't think I'm ready for that right now.
I get it. I'm not saying that it's not something that should be concerning, but what other steps did you take? Or you just put him on blast?
No, but it's right. Somebody put him on blast, but then other girls are coming out saying,
"Yeah, he's a freak like that.
He's a freak like that. He does these mean things. He's a weirdo." Which you know what I get. You know what it is? They're probably just putting it out there. Like, I'm just putting it out there because if I do wind up being eaten, I want you to know where to go. Like like I think this guy may eat me.
Well, then I'm going to be honest with you, Joe. If I had a sense that a broad was going to eat me, I could tell you this. I'm probably not going to go out with that broad again. I wouldn't be like, I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to pin it on my Twitter. This way it's pinned. And then if I get eaten, you guys will see this pinned fucking tweet I did. Get out of here. No way. I'm not going near there.
No, but maybe you're afraid he'll come eat you when you're not dating. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I'm not saying that it's not freaky shit, but I just think I don't like that it goes to the public court before it goes to the real court.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there's anything you could even bring to court, but if you're really concerned about safeties of people, then go to someone that can do something about it.
I like when he said, "I want to cut off one of your toes and keep it with me in my pocket, so I always had a piece of you in my possession." I mean,
most people
you gotta look like Armie Hammer's kind of a good-looking guy. You gotta look like that. Me and you can't say things like that to girls, and it'd be cute because they'd be like, "You do look like you've eaten a few toes."
Not for nothing. I don't even think it's cute when Armie Hammer says it.
No, but not that it's cute, but he's cute enough. Like, you have to have a certain good-looking quality to you to tell a girl you want to cut off her toes and put them in your possession.
Like, where? Yeah, I want to cut your toe off and throw it in my pocket?
In the pocket. Not even like a keychain. Just a toe in the pocket, like with the lint and the quarters. Like you're emptying your pockets one day. It's like, I got 5 cents. I got some gum. I got Susie's toe.
I got a Werther's. You guys want a Werther's?
Werther's. Oh, sorry, it was her toe. Oh. Excuse me.
It's my girlfriend's toe.
They're both brown. It was tough.
But like, you could just take a lock of her hair, put it where, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. If you need a piece of her, that's weird.
Yeah. Well,
I just think that it's funny that they can go back in time and start to trace everything that was normal and innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was cutting a piece of meat after a barbecue, and there's some evidence. There you go. Here he is. His early stages of cannibalism, cutting a piece of steak.
Yeah, and then there was the rape thing when he's like, "I want to rape you on the floor with a knife against you. Everything else seems boring."
Yeah,
Armie Hammer is fucking crazy.
Armie Hammer probably gets so much vaginal, you know what I mean, that this is what he's left with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I need to act like I'm right, which is creepy, but I know I dated a girl. I'm not dated a girl. Let me fucking phrase that shit. I banged a broad who was a stripper in Union City, right?
Yeah.
And me and my buddies went to the strip club. I met her, came back for the next night. I went and picked up at her house, and we banged. And she kept saying, even around my buddies, I want you guys to break in my house and tie me up and rape me. I decided not to be a part of that. But my buddies did it. And that's what she wanted. She wanted to be raped.
Yikes.
And I'm not saying that that's not a bad. I mean, it's like part of your fantasy. I get it. Like when you're with like a partner, act like you're taking advantage of me. Whatever, that's your thing. That's your thing. I don't care. But it happened on the other end too. So who knows? They might have played this game out before. And this is his way of like, yo, babe, you know what I want to do to you? And then she's normally like, oh, you fucking freak. But today she's like, nah, TMZ time. I don't know. I'm not saying that it's not.
I'm just shocked that Armie is like doing it from his Armie Hammer blue check mark Instagram. It's like, yo, Armie, can't you make Like you have such a distinct name, like anything, any burner account. You never heard of a burner account, like anything,
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
But he did have a burner account that somebody found that he posts like his drug test pictures of, and like pictures of tying up dolls and like dominate. Right. And it's like listen, man, he's nothing. He hasn't done anything yet, but boy, this guy is definitely.
But do you ever think that? He certainly is acting very casual about this. Now, there's either two things. One, he's totally psychotic. Or two, he's very comfortable with these broads and they've done it before.
Could be. I mean, listen, Ted Bundy was charming as fuck.
I know.
He just wasn't in movies. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You got to be charming to lure people in. Well, he didn't eat them, Ted Bundy. He just killed them like a solid citizen, like a solid serial killer. Eating just even Ted Bundy looks at the cannibals like, dude, really? Come on, you totally. That's gross.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Just sick kill fuck. Them.
You sick fuck.
Yeah, isn't that enough? Why do you want to do all that work? You have to butcher them. You gotta fillet them. You gotta bread them. You gotta put them in the egg. I don't know what type of.
Wow, it's a lot.
Well, I would assume if you're cannibal to the point of like someone actively doing it, you're going to try and make cutlets here and there, and you're not going to just go straight raw.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Little Ted bouillabaisse or whatever.
Yeah, they make like stews.
Yeah, a little stew. Well, I just want to, if he does do it one day, like when the story goes away and he drifts, and then one day breaking news, Armie Hammer, toe found in pocket.
Right.
That sends off to like his Cayman Island house where he's got just like a bunch of ladies' heads.
Yeah, he's eating them.
Yeah, a bunch of Cayman Island broads that no one,
knew they were missing.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it could be. I think that's just more fascinating parts of the story. I just don't like, and again, like I saw one article, like women, like someone, like maybe his ex was like, this is all true. It's like an ex-wife or an ex-girlfriend that was with him for a while. Yeah. This is all true. This is what he does. Why do people immediately can't believe the man and not the woman? I'm like, wait a minute, man. I'm not believing anybody. How's that sound? I don't believe any of you.
How's them apples?
Fucking do more than blasting someone on fucking social media. You know what I'm saying? Now there might be like there's sexual things that have happened to women and rapes and sexual assaults that it's past the time. They now feel that this time their time to shout out and speak out about it. I get it. There's reasons why you just go to social media, but why do I automatically have to believe that this is all a fucking real thing?
No, like, you don't. Yeah, it's just interesting. It's just an interesting story. I don't believe he's actively cannibal now. Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? But
what else is being done?
It's just such a weird thing. Like normally you get something about an actor like this guy's an asshole. He's a womanizer. It's like
he jumped all over that.
Like fucking cannibal. Like
he went full cannibal.
Crazy. Like everything else, you'd be like, if you'd be like, oh, Armie Hammer's a rapist, be like, of course he is. You know what I mean?
Or yeah, I get it.
Like but cannibal, and then like what all and it's like not just all the texts.
Not very subtle at it.
Not subtle, doing it from his actual account. So, and he's in his 30s, so you did grow up with the internet. You're not totally dumb. It's not like...
But that's what makes me think that it's more of a fantasy with these girls that he's done before. Like, and like him saying, the one text, or like where it was all shocking to everybody is, I'm 100% accountable. I can't believe I just said that out loud.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, yeah.
That exchange alone is like, oh, this may have changed. This might have turned.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna get my Google News alert for Armie Hammer.
I can tell you this: I won't be asking for his autograph anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy, Armie. I see you eyeing up my hand.
Just sign the fucking pay bill and hand it off.
Don't be taking my pinky off and putting in your pocket there with your beautiful eyes, Armie. Those nice Armie and Hammer arms.
I only remember Armie from fucking Entourage. That's the only time he ever came into my life.
Armie Hammer.
Uh-huh.
Well, he was in the Social Network. He played the twins.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he was in that movie with that gay movie with when he was like having an affair with like a young boy.
Don't know it.
Yeah, Call Me by My Name or something like that.
Say my name.
I don't know, something like that.
I don't know it either.
It was anyway. We'll move on
So,
from Armie Hammer.
I have another thing I want to talk. I want to ask you. Did you see the Bee Gees
Wait, Donna
documentary?
V says his autograph will cost you an arm and a leg. Great way to end it. Nice. No, I didn't see the Bee Gees, but I wanted to.
Oh, it's so good.
I started watching the Tiger Woods documentary instead.
I heard that just doesn't give you anything new, so I don't even bother.
Well, the second episode's tonight where it gets into all the dirt.
But I heard it's all dirt we already know. It's like it's not new.
No, yeah, no. What was interesting was how he grew up and stuff, and
Right, right.
his father like taking him to golf courses with a Winnebago, and while Tiger's a little kid out there practicing putting, his dad's bringing broads in there drinking and cheating on his mother.
Wonder where Tiger got it from.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Tiger's probably like, I thought that's what you do.
That's you play golf, you bang broads.
You putt and you bang broads. That's what my dad did.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
What did I go wrong?
Yeah.
I putt it, and now I'm banging. I mean, what the fuck?
Fucking Tiger Woods.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
But the Bee Gees doc is great, and just what I learned from it. It's only the great thing about it. It's one episode.
Dude, I'm gonna watch it then. I can't stand these documentaries that are 6 episodes that could have been one.
It's one. Bang it out in almost 2 hours.
And it was good because I like the Bee Gees a little bit, but I was
I think anybody who really watched it wasn't like you didn't have pictures of fucking the Bee Gees on your wall. It's just interesting. It was just their music, some of their songs. So you just sing them anytime they come on. You're like you sing them. You know what I'm saying? There's songs that always will remind you of something. Like, oh yeah, I like that song. I mean,
dancing,
yeah. So but the thing about it is that I learned I was not between the age of 9 and 14 when they were really big. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the disc and the whole Saturday Night Fever movie came out. They were doing way good before that.
Yeah.
And they were already recording great music. And when they were tapped into to do some songs for Saturday Night Fever, they already had like 3 or 4 of these songs they were going to put on the next album. So they sent them along, and they really loved it. Fit into so that it became almost like the whole album became pretty much their songs. But what happened was something I wasn't aware of, and I mean at the time, unlike nowadays where you're inundated with information about everything. 10-year-olds can find out everything about what's happening with a band, with a musician. You don't know these things,
right? When
I was a kid, I don't know what the fuck is going
on. That was one of the coolest things about being a fan. Like, you knew nothing about these people. Now everyone gives everything up. It's like
and it's easy to find everything out. So like, I didn't know anything about them, but at the time, if you remember, disco sucks, disco's dead, rock. I mean, like, it was all about disco dying. They were the big reason why that happened.
Because of the Saturday Night Fever?
Yeah, because that album kind of like brought disco guys, because disco was very a gay culture and underground.
Okay.
And it kind of the music kind of mainstreamed, and it gave like disco, like anytime you heard disco, like this, oh, it's gay and it's cheesy, fucking goof, like Saturday Night Fever, that's disco. And it kind of lost, I guess, credibility. And that's why like disco's dead, fuck disco sucks. And it kind of destroyed it so much that they couldn't even go touring because people were gonna like come and fucking like destroy the place. They were like getting like threats.
Okay, so yeah, see, I didn't know disco was so underground. That's the thing, that what happens when something becomes popular, then everyone fucking starts hating it.
So there was like this I know that I know the name, I can't remember now, but he was like a radio DJ like in like Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
and he made this big this I think it was Detroit, maybe it was Fenway. No, it wasn't Fenway. Was it Fenway? No, the Cubs, Chicago. So at the Cubs Stadium, he made a what do you call it? Like a bring your disco albums and we'll have a disco burning party in between a day night doubleheader, and they fucking just like ransacked the fucking field. They had, I think, canceled the second game. These people destroyed the stadium. Like it was like 15,000 fucking disco fans.
Oh yeah, so like pictures of it.
Yeah, nobody would like their record labels were telling them and nobody wanted them to even put music out anymore. They stopped making music.
The Bee Gees
because everything that had Bee Gees on it automatically was disco. Although they were around, and they started. So then I learned that they wrote songs like I didn't even know that they wrote. They wrote for Kenny Rogers, and they wrote all these major hits. Celine Dion songs that if you watch the doc and they show you the songs that the Bee Gees wrote, you're like, fuck, they wrote those? Like you don't even know all the stuff they got involved in, mostly because they couldn't do their own shit because they were getting no radio stations were playing their music because they didn't want to be associated with disco. So it's crazy.
Did people think disco sucked just because it got popular, or like? Any disco song that comes on, it's like you want to dance. It's a good time.
Because the Bee Gees Bee Gees were an awesome group already, and they pulled that music from the underground to the mainstream. And when it started to play on the mainstream, like rock heads and those people were like, fuck, this disco sucks. And then it became like a very gay culture. So there was a lot of
homophobia.
A lot of homophobia.
That's what happens with a lot of music when grunge music comes up and it's cool and it's underground. Then he's getting all these like shitty bands trying to be like Nirvana, and then everyone's like, this fucking shit sucks.
So that's the thing with the Bee Gees. They became like this, like the headliner for disco music, but they really were just giving music for a soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't in the disco scene. So the disco scene people were like resentful. Like that's not us. That's not our. That's
because when I think of disco, I think Bee Gees. Like you say disco scene, guys from the disco scene, I can't even name one. What are the other ones?
Right, exactly. There is none.
Did they talk about him in the documentary? Did he name any that maybe I heard of? Like Earth, Wind and Fire, that's not disco, right?
That's more funk, I think, right?
I guess, yeah. I don't know. My mother used
R&B.
to clean the house to it.
R&B, Motown sound.
Okay. I can't. So you don't know any disco bands either? Let me see if I know.
There's Donna Summer.
Top disco bands.
Donna Summer, fucking the Pointer Sisters. What kind of disco? I'm trying to think of Casey and the Sunshine Band. Weren't they disco?
Let's see. You got Bee Gees #1. ABBA. Donna Summer. Casey and the Sunshine. It says Michael Jackson. I guess maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's put out some disco songs
because it was dancey then.
Chic.
Yeah.
Kool and the Gang.
Yeah, there you go.
Boney M.
Okay.
Village People.
Yep. Oh yeah, Village People.
Yeah. Gloria Gaynor.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Sylvester.
Mm-hmm.
They say Queen. Queen did do some disco stuff. I remember that in the movie. Yeah, but people weren't a fan of it. The Gap Band.
Oh yeah.
Sister Sledge, Diana Ross, the Pointer Sisters.
The Gap, right? The whip it, right? Just whip it, baby.
I'm trying to.
Aretha Franklin.
Oh, what? Yeah, I don't think I know that.
Right? You don't know Gap? Just whip it, baby. Just whip it, right? Just whip it, baby.
Oh yeah.
Just whip it all night.
Let it whip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it whip. Let it whip.
I've heard the Stylistics. I did camera one time from one of their concerts.
Oh really?
Yeah, they were old as fuck.
Yeah, well, if you were doing camera, yes, they were.
Prince, Luther Vandross. Okay, so I know some. Stevie Wonder. I guess he did disco.
Yeah, they all had disco music. I mean, like the underground was playing all that stuff.
Yeah, but
because they were underground clubs.
#1 was Bee Gees, though.
Yeah, because Bee Gees brought it into the mainstream.
Yeah, well, they are. Yeah.
But like, if you watch the doc, there's like this gay DJ who DJ'd at not the Copa, I forget where he DJ'd, but it was like all like they have video footage of all that gay, like all the gay. It was just a massive gay scene. You know what I mean?
Well, it seemed like a gay scene.
And he was very. The DJ was like, but like anything else, corporate America and fucking record, they get a hold of it and they fuck it up.
Oh yeah, because they just play the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably It's like that's what's interesting about bands like the Bee Gees. Like they just made these songs. They probably didn't think they were going to be that big. There's like this.
They were making it for a movie, dude.
Yeah.
They weren't making it like we're gonna. This is our sound. They were just making it for a movie.
There's this documentary series on Netflix. I forget the name of it, but I was watching it one night. They take like different bands and they talk about like their most popular song, and like they like talk to them about how they created it and blah blah blah.
Right.
Like they had REM, like "Losing My Religion" is like the song that like catapulted them.
Right.
They thought that was going to be a throwaway song on the album. It's like their least favorite.
Yeah, it's always that.
And yeah, it's always the one that you never think is going to be.
It's always, and did any artist, it's always like, I just think it's an artist mindset that the thing that takes off is the thing that they hate it.
But it's true though if you think about it with comedy too. Some of the best bits I've ever had are ones I didn't think about that hard. It just came to me like boom.
Right.
They grew into, and that's what you hear these musicians. They're like, oh yeah, we recorded that one like a day. It was like we put it together. And everyone else, they toiled over. They're like, this is not that. This
right.
Like,
well, you listen to the what do you call it? If you watch the Bee Gees documentary, they needed I guess like a ballad, and it was. I can't think of all the names of the band, but the guy, the lead of Bee Gees, was with this guy playing piano, and they just whipped up a song, and it took like a day, and I can't remember the song, but like when they were talking about it now, the guy was crying because how beautiful it just came out, and how it just, came out.
Barry Gibb, that's who you're thinking of.
Yeah, Barry
Gibb. Their brother, the brother that wasn't in this band, he had a good song. I remember.
The youngest brother, what's his name?
Yeah, what was his name? Fucking. Let me see if I can find it. Andy Gibb. He died when he was 30 years old of a heart attack. I just want you to be my everything. That's a good song.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? Again, I don't want to ruin the doc, but I mean, fuck it. It's a documentary. It's not like
spoiler alert.
They 6 months before Andy, they did a concert. Andy came on stage with them, and it just worked. And they got together like, Andy's got to be a part of this band, and he died 6 months later.
Drugs.
Yeah. 30 years old.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I want to watch a documentary though now. I definitely do. Everyone's been telling me. Everyone's like, "Have you seen the Bee Gees documentary?"
It's really good. It's really good.
Well, no one has told me it's not amazing, and I like that I don't know a lot about the Bee Gees, other than
that's what That's kind of what I did. Other than they're singing their songs, I have no idea.
Yeah, like when you see like documentary, like Tiger, like I did know a lot of this, so you're getting through. But it is interesting.
Did you watch? There was a one on Netflix, The Night Stalker. Have you seen that?
No.
Well, it's about Richard Ramirez, right?
Yeah.
The Night Stalker.
I saw there's some controversy because it's so graphic that people were like couldn't believe how graphic they got with it, like with some of the recreations, I guess.
Yes.
They said it was like over the top, which makes me want to watch it. Dude, bad press makes me want to watch things when you're like, yo, this is the show.
The thing is that watching that, I remember Richard Ramirez in the news with the pentagram on his hand. And I remember him with his long hair sticking his tongue out saying, Satan rule, love Satan. And I just remember, like, my neighborhood kids would be like, yeah, Satan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just like a hero for some reason.
Yeah, that's I never, what year was that?
Well, he got 85 is when he was doing the murders. And then like his trial was like 89, 90 in that area.
Okay, yeah, that's the pentagram hand.
Yeah. But like he was like just like this picture is just like him right after he got arrested or shortly after. But then you'll see when he went to court, You'll see him later when he went to court. He's got like this feathered back, long hair, big shades on, just like all cool and like trying to be cool.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Do you hear that fucking piano?
Piano? No.
All right, good.
Yeah, he's a handsome dude, Richard Ramirez. What's his story?
Yeah, he's not though. It's this picture right there with the shades. See him like turned around?
Yeah.
With the shades, like. Well, he's not that. I mean, he's got rotten teeth, man. You don't really see them in this picture. But they said he smelled like he smelled like sewer. Like they say, he just smelled bad all the time. All the victims said he had a rancid odor.
There's fucking pop-ups on all these damn things. I can't even show pictures. I want to watch. Is that a one-parter as well?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, I can't.
I think it's only 4.
Okay.
And they're 45 minutes, so it wasn't like crazy.
I'm almost like over serial killers. Like that, like there was a time when I'm like, I just like you watch documentaries, like, oh, these are interesting, but you're like, you're all the fucking same. It's like,
and to be honest with you, it's more of it's about him, but it's really about the cops and the investigation and how they were working together back then, and how the case got broken. There was like Ramirez's buddy, like the cops, I don't know, they followed a trail and they found this friend of Richard Ramirez, and he was in the backseat of the cop car, and he's like, just tell us what his last name is so we could find. And the kid was like, a little Mexican's like, fuck you, man, I ain't telling you shit. And the cop turned around, he's like, what, you gonna fucking hit me? And he's like, go ahead. And the kid went to go punch the cop, and the cop jabbed him and like bust him in the eyes, like, that's all you got, motherfucker? I ain't telling you shit. And the cop said he turned around with his fist, and he's like, I'm gonna split you from your head to your fucking ass. And he went to go beat him, and the kid put his hands up and lunged back in the seat. He's like, Richard Ramirez, and he gave his name up.
Wow.
And that's how they caught him.
So what type of killing did he do? Like, was it?
Well, he would like shoot, like say he came into your house. I'm just saying you, and he would shoot you in the head and then do all bad things to Carrie and either kill her or leave her.
Oh, so he didn't just do like one-offs. He just went and like tortured families and shit.
Yeah, and then then he'll like grab a kid, like a 6 or 7-year-old kid, and just do bad things to them and then leave them.
Did they interview? Like, did he like say like why? Did they like learn anything about him?
Just Satan.
Oh, Satan
devil,
told him.
God.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was Satan told him. But you don't hear. I never heard an interview for him. Somebody did interview him. You learned about that the last episode. They talk, but they don't really go into that interview of what he said.
Yeah. I wonder why they should like like these serial killers that are good at like killing people, like just good at racking up stats. You know, they should the police should take them and be like, all right, we'll lessen your sentence, but we have some pieces of shit out there that we really just want to get rid of.
So you want to make him like a fucking
superhero? Like an anti-hero. You know what I mean? Like, just listen, we're gonna let you serial kill. You can do numbers. You can pad your stats.
Here's all the addresses.
Listen, man, this guy's a piece of shit. He's
convicted.
Piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, but if you kill him, you're a better piece of shit in my eyes. Like, just to send him out there just to clean up the world. You know what I mean? Just and it'll Satan. You can do it for Satan, whatever you want to do. Just
whatever floats your boat.
Like, I feel like they should like these guys seem pretty smart. Like they're able to like get away with it for so long.
But he only got away with it for like, I think it was like, they started following him. It was like an 8-month spree.
Yeah.
But he admits to a murder that happened, let's say like 4 years earlier or something like that. And they were like, there's no way this psychopath didn't kill after that first one. Yeah, I mean, there's no way that he just went on this spree and didn't do anything after that first one. So they're believing there's probably, murders that he committed that they just didn't know about. He's dead.
Oh,
he died
yeah.
as a kid.
Dude, I just looked it up because I couldn't believe the number. I was watching a show with a cop that like tracked down serial killers, and when they asked him how many active serial killers are like out there today, and the number he gave was so shocking to me, and I just looked it up. He said 2,000.
Serial killers.
Yeah, current number of active serial killers in the U.S. at more than 2,000.
Jesus Christ.
And he said most of them in the Pacific Northwest for some reason. I think that's where aspiring serial killers go to make it. They're like,
yeah.
Because it's...
that I know because of that documentary with Patton Oswalt's wife.
Yeah.
You watched that? Did you watch that whole thing?
I didn't watch it at all.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
The Golden State Killer?
Yeah, you know what? I've seen a lot of, like, Datelines and shit about that,
right.
you know? And you're just like, when you've seen like a million of the same thing, you're just like, have a hard time getting, you're like, I don't want to, they can do the backstory. Let's fucking move it along.
Yeah, well, that was more like, that doc was more about her.
Helping, giving him a name to like.
Yes, and bringing all the agencies together. And that's how they, were able to solve that.
And they got
case.
him with the fucking, like the
DNA Ancestry.com or whatever, one of those.
That is fucking crazy.
That's why I had a joke about, I had a couple of jokes, but one is like, I should have, I think a lot of people are, are scared and leery to do a DNA because they don't want to be like fucking tied into some fucking serial rapist from fucking Hong Kong, out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Yeah. When your third cousin murdered 16 people, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be involved in that.
Yeah. Reminds me of that Patrice O'Neal bit where he like keeps a receipt wherever he goes, and he like doesn't he keeps like his Pepsi.
So a trail.
Like he's like, if he drinks a Pepsi, he won't throw because he's like, I don't want it to hit some dead white girl. Now I'm the Pepsi soda can killer. Something to that effect. Obviously, Patrice does it way more brilliant than that, but it was just.
It's funny. I was listening to Ricky Gervais. He does like a live thing on Twitter and Instagram once a week. He'll go live, and someone asked him who was his favorite comedian, and he said Patrice O'Neal.
He is the best. Like I was just sharing a clip with Kerry the other night of like you rewatch his stuff, it's timeless.
So I just watched one today on TikTok. So he was like, he's like, listen, men want to be. We just don't want you around all the time. Like we want to
be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. No, we want to be by ourselves, not alone. I think it's that way, right?
No, we want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves. We want you somewhere around. He goes, you could be like in the vent, Yeah,
the vent. You can watch me for the vent, but just not in front of me.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's so true.
Yep,
it's so true.
Yeah,
that's the thing about Patrice O'Neal. It's like like comics, like I speak truth, but like he speaks truth that like no one says.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like like most comics speak truth. Like you're like that's my friend at work speaks that same truth. Like you're just doing it in a goofier way right now, but like Patrice was good at putting those things out that like you think, but like you never like I've always felt that, but I never articulated it, never had a discussion.
Right,
but like
absolutely.
He shared that, and you're like, yes.
That's what I meant. Yes, that's the thing.
And that's why he's a brilliant comedian.
Correct.
You know what I mean? He mines like into deep shit, and you're like, holy, how did no one ever say it that way?
Right.
But just the way just his whole like his Natalie Holloway stuff on Elephant in the Room.
Oh, it's the best.
It's just that special I think is in top 5 specials of all time.
Oh, easily.
I say it's in the top 3. It's flawless. It really is. It's rewatchable. Like I can rewatch that the way
fish on the boat, getting the fish, and the bear and the grizzly bear. Hey, human resource lady, the grizzly bear is doing grizzly bear things is like my favorite.
And when he's got the fish flapping, you said I was the only fish. Oh my god! If you're a fan of comedy, you know Patrice O'Neal. But if you're listening from anywhere and you never heard Patrice O'Neal, just go watch anything. Just Google his name.
Sexual Harassment Day. Just Google that. Sexual Harassment Day. That bit is hilarious. Just one day. Like,
or the one where he goes, "What you doing?" When the girl's like, "What you doing?" Did you ever see that one from like Just for Laughs?
I don't remember it.
It's the same. It's the same bit as like We Don't Want to Be Alone. It's like the longer version of that. It's
okay.
I don't want to play because I don't want to get copyright. It was when we did that Italian song the one day that I got a copyright strike, so they made me mute it on there. So they made me cut it out. So it's like we start talking about it, and then we act like then we cut to like us listening to it. So we were like, "What the fuck were you?"
Oh, you got to mute that.
Well, no, it was weird. They got to hear it once. We played two versions. The one version not copywritten. The second version copywritten. So they're like,
really?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? So, believe it or not, we don't have time this week to discuss Schitt's Creek. So we only have 8 minutes left. So this is going to be an ongoing bit. We're never going to talk about Schitt's Creek. It's like,
well, all right. So can I bring up one more thing, or you have something you'll talk about?
No, I have nothing. Is it a Mike's Hot Corner?
No. I got no Mike's Hot Corner.
Okay.
Listening to, and I told you about it, I don't know how many more episodes you listen to, but there's the new, if you're listening and you like podcasts, there's a new podcast out there called Smartless with Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes. It is so much fun to listen to. It's just so much fun. But what I wanted to talk about, when I was talking on the phone with you the other day, I was listening to an episode, and they were talking about day jobs, like different jobs. And they said to Jason, did you ever have a regular job? And he said, no, I've always been in this, and I kind of wish I had. And I felt, and I know that he's fine, but I felt bad that he's not had like a regular point of reference in life.
Because he grew up in Hollywood as a kid actor.
Yeah, and his parents, I think his family was in the business too, So,
well, that's what's weird about people like that. Like, I guess like when you play a role, because sometimes you pull from your life experience.
Yeah.
So I guess you just got to research what regular people do.
Yeah, but the way he said it, and he's like, "No, I really regret. I wish I kind of did." And like, they moved on, and they was quick. And I'm sure childhood actors who stayed actors have that problem.
Yeah.
But I just felt bad when I heard it just felt like, wow, that sucks. It's like, you don't have nothing but this. I mean, that's a great life.
Yeah.
But like in his 20s, he was a disaster. He wasn't acting. And that's another reason why, like, if you listen to the podcast, it's great. But they're always making fun of Jason's worrying about work and worrying about the next job. He's always talking about losing the job, getting the next job. I think it's because if he doesn't have that, he doesn't know what he would have.
Yeah.
Like, he has no point of reference. If it all ended tomorrow, he would have nothing to go to. So they had Ron Howard on.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron Howard, too, has been acting since he's 4 years old.
Yeah.
But he's involved in so much of the business of creating, of the executive portions of it, too.
Yeah, you got to get mixed into it. You just got to stay in the business just in different ways.
Yeah, and I think he just sounds more like grounded.
Well, I think when you can't like let your whole like self-esteem and everything ride on your success, or else you'll be miserable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, especially in entertainment, it's like hot and cold.
Yeah.
If you're basing whether your life is good or not based on whatever gig you currently have, you're totally going to be miserable.
Yep. So there was an episode. I'll let you. Well, so there was an episode. Maya Rudolph was on.
Uh-huh.
And Sean Hayes was telling a story about his mom had, I want to say, cancer of the eye that had taken when he was younger, when he was real young. They had to take her eye out, and he found that out way after I think she passed away, or maybe when she was passing away, that they had to replace some of her eye socket with part of her vagina.
Whoa.
So
wait, her eye socket?
Yeah, they had a
part of her vagina. Now, where's what happened to the what they put on the part of the vagina that they took out?
I don't know if it just took skin or something around the vagina to finish the eye around here. Now he told his friend, "This is what
someone's staring at a vagina and be like, up here, honey."
So he's telling the story. He's like, I told my friend, and my friend was like, I wish, oh, so you're telling me your mom had you're telling me I could have fucked your mom's eye this whole time? And Will Arnett goes, oh, I thought you were going to say everyone she sees is a cunt. And so Jason Bateman's like, well, that's better than anything I was trying to come up with over here.
Yeah. Who would tell people that? Like, be like, oh, how'd you get your eye fixed? I got some skin from somewhere. Like,
yeah. No, she didn't. I guess that's why he didn't know until she was dying.
Like, if they had to fix my nose, but the only spot they can get to fix it was from my penis, it'd be like, I would never tell anyone because I'd be Dick Nose Fernandes for like the rest of your life. Be like, it's not there, Dick Nose. It's official.
What's up?
Hey, you told us. You told us. We're not. It's not mean if it's the truth.
Hey, do you smell piss all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Vagina eyes.
Many uses that vagina.
It's so weird how doctors just figure this shit out. Like,
yeah. Well, I think it's the skin.
There's people walking around before that with like bad eye jobs. Like, nah, we tried the ass. That's why that's bulgy. This is elbow meat. That's why hers is fucked up. And then one night I'm going down on my old lady. And then, boom, I had a light bulb moment. I'm like, this is like an eyeball without the eyeball. This whole thing.
If there was an eyeball coming out of your vagina, I wouldn't be shocked. That's what I'm saying.
I looked at my wife for JJ, and it blinked at me. And I was like, if there was a ball in there, I could probably take some of that, put it. Oh, my God. I'm a bazillionaire.
Maybe it's the skin, the type of material vagina is. I don't know.
Donna V says when she got old, did she suffer from dry eye?
So that's the things that he was going to say.
Jason? She goes, that would have been stink eye.
But those are the things that Jason was like, Will Arnett's everyone she sees is a cunt was so piercing. They went right to commercial. They started laughing. They were dying. They were like, right to commercial. Will Arnett is hilarious, bro. He's
pretty funny on that.
Dude, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then, so Sean Hayes' sister, who lives in like Minnesota, listens to the show. So every time they're talking and they're in a fast pace, if they say something that he knows his sister won't understand, he like clears it up. So like, say he was like, so Hammer was out, and so they were saying, John, what's his name from John
Ham?
Ham, yeah, John Ham. So he just said Ham, and Sean was like John Ham. From he's like, oh, let's make sure Wisconsin. Let's make sure Wisconsin knows. And he's like, well, my sister's in Wisconsin. She's listening with her friends, and they talk. They say a lot of times you just say stuff, and they don't know what they're saying. He's like, you know what I want to say to your sister? Move. So every time, like, he's like, oh, let's make sure Wisconsin's caught up. Oh, they're so good. So if you guys like to listen to podcasts and it's just like a fun listen, nothing serious, they have a guest on. The way it works is one of the three brings on a guest. The other two don't know the guest was coming on, and they just shoot the shit for an hour. It's fun.
Yeah, it's good. I listened to a few this week. It's definitely good. But that's a wrap for this week's All in Our Heads podcast. Again, we didn't get to Schitt's Creek, but next week we're going to talk about Schitt's Creek.
How far are you along with that?
So, I'm in the 4th season. Okay. So I could, if we wait till I get caught up, we could do that too. Till I got the whole.
Yeah, I'm rewatching it. I'm probably the same. Might be a little further along.
Okay. So we'll talk about that next week. Everybody, thanks for subscribing. Please hit the like button, comment on the YouTube video, subscribe to audio podcast if you're watching on video. If you're listening on audio, subscribe to YouTube, youtube.com/Joe Fernandes. We'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening to All in Our Heads.